Hey guys, hey, welcome to Mondays with Mark. I'm Mark, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Oh yes, it is. Of course it is, right? Welcome or welcome back. Nice to see you. Oh, I hope you had a great weekend. And for those of us here in the US, I hope you had a great long weekend. It's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Oh yes, the unofficial start of summer is here. Yay! I'm super stoked about it too. This is traditionally, well, here in the States anyway, it is the unofficial start of summer. This is when like all the public pools open and the amusement parks open and all the ice cream shops start to open, you know, like the roadside ice cream shops, they start to open up, like Rita's. Although Rita's isn't really a roadside one, they've gotten really big over the last few years. But it's nice to see all that stuff open, and I'm really excited that summer is here. I hope you had a great holiday weekend. We had a nice weekend here. It's still going on, actually. I got some work done in the garden, and actually got some work done around the apartment too. So it's getting a little better every day. We're almost completely finished, so I'm happy about that one too. And Steve is cooking some burgers on the grill. Well, the indoor grill. We don't have an outdoor grill anymore once we moved. And our parents stopped by today, and they dropped off some potato salad, and Steve made a pasta salad too. And we have a fantastic dessert, and we're gonna be making that today. We have a fabulous show tonight. It's gonna be so much fun. Y'all, we're going nuts today. Yes, we are. Okay, I'm talking about the peanut, okay? Not like nuts, although it could be argued that I'm already a little nuts, right? And I happily embrace and accept that. I do. Anyway, yeah, so we're all about the peanut today, and like I said, we have a project. We're gonna go into the kitchen and make a dessert. It's gonna knock your socks off. You're absolutely gonna love it. Just perfect for a picnic, like a Memorial Day picnic or a party. We also have a project that's kind of like a garden houseplanty kind of a project, and we have the return of our throwback DIY segment. So, oh my gosh, we have a lot to get to, right? So we probably should just get started, right? So what will we do first? I know. Anybody want to grow a peanut plant? Oh yes, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna grow a peanut plant right here at home in a container. Oh, it's gonna be so awesome. Now, typically here in the US, peanuts are planted after the last frost, anytime from April through June, when the soil reaches like 65 to 70 degrees. And peanuts, well, they prefer a very long, warm growing season, sometimes up to 180 to 200 days, which is why, peanuts really are considered a southern crop, or a real hot weather crop. But I'll tell you what, today, growing peanuts at home in containers or in our gardens, well, it's becoming more and more popular and more trendy too. And growing peanuts in containers, oh, it is the perfect and really a fantastic way to grow this fascinating and beautiful plant. And they are really fascinating, y'all, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Now, as far as a container goes, you want to make sure you get a container that is like long and deep and anywhere from like 12 to 18 inches both ways, which makes a 5-gallon bucket a perfect alternative to grow our peanuts in. Just make sure you put drainage holes in the bottom of it. Peanuts do not like to sit in water at all, or the peanuts themselves will tend to rot. So adequate drainage is very, very, very important. And then you're just going to want to fill that up with a good quality potting soil that's well balanced.
Now, if starting with seeds, plant the peanut kernels about 2 inches deep and approximately 1 to 2 inches apart, and use only raw peanuts. Roasted peanuts or boiled peanuts will not germinate. Peanut seedlings rise out of the soil about 10 days after planting. They grow into a green, oval-leafed plant about 18 inches tall. Now, unlike most plants, the peanut plant flowers above the ground, but fruits below the ground. Yellow flowers emerge around the lower portion of the plant about 40 days after planting. Peanut plants are self-pollinating too. Now, as the plants fade and drop, offshoots called pegs form and grow down and away from the plant, forming a small stem which penetrates the soil. And this is where your peanut forms. The plant continues to grow and flower, eventually producing some 40 or more pods.
Now, from planting to harvesting, peanuts take about 4 to 5 months. And that depends, of course, on the type and variety. Now, here in the US, there are 4 basic varieties or types of peanuts. That would be Valencia, Spanish, Virginia, and runner peanuts. We're going to be growing, Spanish peanuts today. Oh, and did you know, are peanuts actually nuts? Well, the answer to that is no. They are actually legumes, much like a pea or a bean will be, and they do not grow on trees like walnuts or pecans do. They grow on a beautiful little plant, the peanut plant. So why don't we get started? We're going to be using a 5-gallon bucket to grow our peanuts in, and I have mine all ready to go here, and I kind of had to doll it up a little bit. I mean, who wants to have a 5-gallon bucket just sitting there, right, the way it is? So I made a little concrete fabric covered 5-gallon bucket to grow our peanuts in, and this is actually a project we did a couple years back. Well, you know what? This would be a perfect opportunity for a little throwback DIY.
This time on our throwback, we're going back 3 whole years to a video where, well, we shared some chit-chat, did a garden update, and we made a planter out of a 5-gallon bucket and some concrete. Y'all, this project is so much fun and so easy, so let's get started. The first thing we need is a 5-gallon bucket with any handles removed. And then we also need some fabric, burlap, old sheets, old t-shirts, and blankets all work great. And then we need some concrete, regular concrete mix, Quikrete, or craft cement. All of it works just perfectly well. So the first thing we do is mix up our concrete with a ratio of 2 parts concrete to 1 part water. We're looking for a consistency of a thick milkshake. And then we place our dampened fabric right in the concrete mix, allowing it to thoroughly saturate. And then the fun part, we get to cover our bucket up. We can do that by draping the fabric right over the bucket, or setting the bucket on top of the fabric and bringing it up and around and tucking it in the top. And really, that's all there is to it. We just have to let our planter dry completely, and that can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. And there it is, our completed 5-gallon bucket concrete planter. Looks pretty cool, huh? A nice, easy, and fun project to do.
Pretty cool, huh? I think I'm getting a little better at making these too. Looks pretty cool, huh? All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is take our plant. Now we already talked about how to grow them from seed or the actual peanuts, and but we already have our seedling ready to go here, okay? And you can get these. We had said before, like, you know, growing peanuts at home, it really is becoming more and more popular every year, and you can find these already grown like this at a lot of local nurseries now, as well as some of the bigger chain home improvement stores like Lowe's and Home Depot, both of which had peanut plants this year. I got these right at my local nursery. I was surprised they had them, but they did this year. So what we're going to do, you can also get them online too, by the way. I also checked that out. So what we're going to do with our seedlings is gently loosen up the soil there, and we're going to kind of just turn it upside down and release it right from the pot gently as we can here. We go until we see all of our roots. Ooh, there's a lot of nice roots there. Show you. There we go there. See? Ready to go there. And then we're just gonna place it right into our planter, and as you can see, I already have some soil in here, about 6 inches to 8 inches below the lip of our planter. And then we're just gonna gently set our plants in there, and you want them to be about 1 inch to 2 inches apart. We'll loosen it up just a little there, give them a little more spit. There we go. We're gonna set them in there like that, and then I'm going to just add my soil up around just to the top where they are coming out of the ground, just like that, okay? Now, the interesting thing about peanut plants is as they grow taller, we're going to mound the dirt up around it, much like we would do with a potato plant. That's why I left so much space at the top here. We're gonna do that once before it starts to flower. All right, and that is like about it, really. Our plants are in there and ready to grow, and as long as you keep your peanut plant happy, you will be just fine. And by happy, I mean a couple things. First of all, watering. Now our peanut plants, they're going to need about 1 inch to 2 inches of water per week. Now we want to be careful not to overwater as well. As I said earlier, they don't like soggy conditions at all, but they do like moist soil, and it depends, of course, on the temperature and your container as well. If you're using say a terracotta pot, well, that's going to suck out that moisture a lot quicker than, say, a plastic container would, okay? And as far as sunlight goes, our peanut plants love the warmth and they love sunlight. 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day, okay? If you're growing them inside, you can also use a grow light. It will work just perfectly. And as far as fertilizing goes, well, peanuts are actually pretty unique as they make their own nitrogen. So you want to be careful not to be adding nitrogen to the soil. So, you know, a well-balanced, weak general fertilizer is just great. And if you can find one that has a much lower nitrogen content, grab that one too. And you want to fertilize once they start blooming. They don't need any ahead of that time, okay? And then that's what I mean. And then your peanut plant will be pretty happy. So as far as, you know, pests and diseases go, your peanut plant, well, he's pretty good. He won't get attacked too much by those things, but they are susceptible to a few, like aphids and leaf hoppers, as well as like powdery mildew and leaf spot. Leaf spot is another one. But look, at the first sign of any of these, just grab yourself some organic neem oil and give your peanut plants a little spray there, and really they will be just fine. fine. They'll be happy, happy little plants. So, harvesting. When do we harvest? Right. Well, to harvest your peanut plants, it's pretty simple. You'll know they're ready to harvest when your plant, when all the leaves and the stems start to yellow and wilt and, well, look like they're dying. And you would just pull the entire plant out of the ground and then, shake off all that dirt, hang it upside down for about 2 weeks to dry out. And at that time, you can remove all those little peanut pods, lay them out, and then let it dry for another week. And then you'll be totally ready to use your peanuts in whatever way you want. We can roast them, boil them, or you can even eat them raw too. So you know what? We will keep an eye out on our peanut plants through the whole season, and we'll keep checking back in, and hopefully this autumn we'll have our own peanuts to use. What will we do with them? Maybe we'll grind them up and make our own peanut butter and then turn that into some peanut butter cupcakes or something. What do you think? I'm super excited. I cannot wait to watch that grow all season long, and like I said, we'll definitely check back in every so often and see how he's doing. And oh my gosh, if we actually have peanuts in the fall, in the autumn, like how cool will that be? I don't even care if we got one peanut. I just think this is going to be a fun project to do. And then I'll go back and I'll redo the video, like a time lapse kind of thing, and then we'll re-release it next year as a full, like from beginning to end kind of video. I don't know, me always thinking ahead, I guess. Let's just get through this step now, right? Okay. So anyway, let's see. We're talking all about peanuts. I love peanuts, by the way. Do you like peanuts? Peanut butter. Peanut butter is like one of my favorite things, like in the whole world. And I just happen to have a recipe that uses peanut butter in it that is so delicious and so luscious, and I can't believe we haven't done it before here on the channel. In fact, I haven't made this in so many years. I'm super stoked to do it. Yeah, let me stop talking. Come on with me. Let's go to the kitchen and make this, okay? Come on. Oh, this recipe, it is so lusciously creamy, y'all. It has layer after layer of just goodness, let me tell you. First of all, there's a peanut butter cookie crust, like that's to die for, right? And then we have a dark chocolate mousse layer, and then we have a peanut butter cheesecake layer, and then we top everything off with some whipped cream and chopped up Reese's peanut butter cups. It doesn't get any better than this, trust me, right? I can't wait. So why don't we get started, shall we? Here are our ingredients. So for one of our layers, this would be for our peanut butter cheesecake layer, we have 8 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature. We have 1 cup of peanut butter, 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, and an 8-ounce tub of Cool Whip. Oh yes, extra creamy. And then for our chocolate mousse layer, we have, oh yes, Dr. Oetker's Instant Mousse, and I do prefer the double chocolate, and you'll need 2 of those. And 1 3/4 cup of half and half, and then we have 1 chocolate bar here. Yes, we do. And for our topping, yep, another tub. That would be 8 ounces of thick and creamy Cool Whip, a half a cup of peanut butter, and then I have about 8 snack-size Reese's peanut butter cups here that I chopped all up. And then for our crust, we have 6 tablespoons of melted butter and Nutter Butter cookies. Oh yes. Now this recipe is like really versatile, right? You can switch it up to meet your own personal taste. Like for example, you could switch up the cookie crust if you want and use just plain old peanut butter sandwich cookies or Oreo cookies or any cookie that you like, even graham crackers. A graham cracker crust on this is so good. But we're talking all about nuts today, so we're sticking with the Nutter Butters, okay? So Step 1, let's make our crust. So in my food processor here, I have counted out about 26 Nutter Butter cookies. And what we're going to do is we're just going to zizz those up until we have some fine cookie crumbs there, okay? Perfect, just like that. And to that, we're gonna add our melted butter all at once, just pour it all right in there. And then just give it like a pulse or two until the butter is nice and incorporated, okay? All right, and now, as you probably can guess, we're going to press this down into our pan, and for that we'll need a 13 by 9 inch pan or a lasagna pan of some sort, and really just dump it all right in there like that, and then just use your fingers and press it down until you have a nice even crust. Alright, and now we're gonna pop this into the freezer while we do our next steps. Alright, so we're gonna start with our first layer. That's our peanut butter cheesecake layer, and this entire recipe is totally no bake too. I don't know if I told you or not. Doesn't get any easier than that, right? So in my bowl, I have 8 ounces of cream cheese that is already softened at room temperature. We're gonna add our powdered sugar all at once like that. And then we're just going to mix that together until it's nice and creamy and no lumps remain, okay? Start on low so you don't get all that powdered sugar everywhere. And then we add our peanut butter. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Cream cheese, peanut butter, sugar, Cool Whip. I'm in love. I'm in love, okay? So now we added our peanut butter. We're going to, again, mix that up until it's nice, smooth, and creamy. And then finally, oh yeah, we add that whipped topping. Oh yes. Now I definitely recommend using the thick and creamy Cool Whip, okay? It just tends to hold up a little better in my opinion, plus it's so delicious, right? And again, we're gonna mix this up until it's nice and creamy. And just don't overbeat it too much. It probably will take you about 30 seconds or so. Oh my goodness. I could eat this right out of the bowl. Okay. So now we have our peanut butter cheesecake layer. Let's move on to the next layer. That will be our chocolate mousse layer. Oh yes. Now I am a huge fan of this instant mousse mix. It is absolutely delicious, and it's great in recipes too. And like I said, we need 2 boxes of these, and don't follow the instructions on the box. We're only going to be using 1 3/4 cup of half and half, not milk, okay? So let's get that ready. Okay, now if you don't want to use this instant mousse, or you can't find it anywhere, you can always substitute 2 regular sized packages of instant chocolate pudding as well, okay? And with this, what we're gonna do is, now we're gonna mix it on low speed for 1 minute, and then up on medium high for 3 minutes. Wait. I think we need to elevate this one more level. What do you think? That's where our candy bar comes into play. I have a Hershey's milk chocolate bar here, which I popped in the freezer for about an hour, and we're gonna grade this down, y'all, and add it right to our mousse mix there. And I did pick milk chocolate because it melts a lot quicker in the mouth, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna grade this up, and we're gonna add that right to our mousse. How about that? Oh my goodness. Nice. All right, let's get that. All right, so now our chocolate mousse layer is done. Let's put her all together. For that, we're gonna need to grab our crust. Alrighty, so our crust is nice and set and ready to go. So it's as easy as this. We're just gonna be layering everything. So for our first layer, that will be our cheesecake layer we made. Oh man, gosh, this is so delicious. And then we're gonna just smooth it out until we have an even layer of peanut buttery goodness. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now for our next layer will be our chocolate mousse layer. Now for this, I usually kind of do like a dollop here, a dollop here, because we're gonna try to keep them like layers, you know, and sometimes these like, you know, want to mix up together. We don't want that. We want nice layers. Spread it out for another even layer of deliciousness. And now for our last layer, yep, we're just gonna put our the Cool Whip. We're just gonna spread that all on top, just like we did before. That's nice. Okay. Oh, and now for the fun part, the toppings. Oh my goodness. So we already have our chopped up Reese's cups here, and then our half a cup of peanut butter. I melted it, y'all. I just did that by putting it in the microwave at 10-second intervals until it's nice and creamy, just like that. Okay. And we're just gonna sprinkle these on top. All over. Oh man. Okay. And now, oh man, we're gonna drizzle our peanut butter right on top of all of this. Y'all, this is my kind of dessert. Oh my goodness. I'm like going insane. I'm going nuts right now. See how I tie it all together there? Alright, Alright. So our next step, we have to pop this into the fridge and let it chill so it will set. You can't skip this step. It has to chill for like 8 hours or overnight, okay? So I'm gonna go and pop this into the fridge, and it's evening, so we're gonna let this sit in there overnight, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning! Oh, look at that! She's all chilled and ready to go. This dish is so perfect for parties and picnics, like a Memorial Day picnic, right? You just want to make sure you keep it chilled, okay? Now you can keep it in the fridge chilled for up to a week, and it still will taste as if it was day one, right? Alright, so why don't we slice her up and serve her? Why don't we decorate that plate with some melted peanut butter, y'all? Because why not, right? Why not? Let's do this. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at those layers. Oh my goodness. How about that big old honkin' piece, huh? Oh yeah, I'm totally down with it. Totally down with it. Oh, I'm so happy with the way it turned out. And there you have it. Our peanut butter lush lasagna. Ah! But you know, I totally was gonna wait for our Memorial Day dinner, right? You know, to eat. I couldn't. I had to. Look, like this is so. It's a really indulgent dessert. It's totally my kind of dessert. I love desserts like this, you know, nice and creamy and rich and just, you know. Now that size I cut, like That's definitely, I think, too big. I don't think even I could eat that whole thing, but I'm sure giving it a shot here, let me tell you. But I hope you enjoyed that recipe. I hope you give it a shot. If you do make it, definitely shoot a picture and send it on over to us. We're going to be sharing some viewer pictures this week, so I'd love to include your creation here too, okay? Okay. Oh my gosh, well, I had such a blast today. Thank you so much for spending the holiday with me. It really was a lot of fun, and I hope you had fun too. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Definitely hit that subscribe button, and definitely hit that notification bell too, so you know when we have a new video coming out. All of our contact information is listed right down below. That's our P.O. box for that regular snail mail there, and our email address. If you have any questions on anything we did today, just shoot me an email, okay? And I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Check us out over on social media. We're on the Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And again, thank you so much for spending your time with me. It means the world to me. You have a fantastic week, everybody, and I will see you next time. Ciao!